Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. More Elon Musk tomfoolery. I suppose it's time to talk about the fallout of Elon Musk dipping his toes into trying to be a political advocate. Is that even correct to say? Whatever, who cares? The fallout of the Wisconsin election. Trump tells Inner Circle Musk will leave soon. Politico. Wasn't there like a Harry Enton sort of bit saying how Musk is seen as a political liability, which is true. Yeah, he is seen as pretty much a political liability nowadays because people just are just like, yeah, this Elon guy, he's kind of an idiot and we don't like him. He's kind of cringe and stupid, which very true and real. Yeah, he is kind of cringe and stupid. I mean, we all know like all the dumbass shit he's doing with Doge, and it's just a complete fucking disaster, right? Shit show disaster. It's stupid. Um, Whoa, crazy, and people don't like him for it. Who would have thought such a thing could happen? Let's see. This was a pretty fascinating thing. Okay, Elon's involvement in the Wisconsin Supreme Court race cost his candidate around 5% of the vote, even though he spent $25 million on his behalf. Dude, yeah, negative partisanship is also just a really, really powerful tool. Everyone does not like fucking Elon at all. Um, because I was anticipating, because like when Susan Crawford won, I was anticipating that it would probably be a relatively close race. I think she won by like when the counting and everything was done, she won by like 300,000 votes. She won by like 12%. It was like a pretty like bad smackdown. And like Wisconsin's a swing state. 12 points in a swing state is a wipeout, like you just said, Boy Meets Mini. That's pretty bad. And that's just like a frank repudiation of like Elon Musk's just complete tomfoolery. He's just complete skullduggery. Double whammy too, because this will help Wisconsin ungerrymandered their congressional districts. That is absolutely correct. Took the words right out of my mouth there, Boy Meets Mini. Yeah, their maps are slated to be looked at in I believe 2028. I think, right? And once those get ungerrymandered, I think like the Democrats are slated to get 2 more seats in the House. And given how close the Republican margins have been as of recent, 2 seats, that's pretty much like unlosable for the Republicans. But I mean, we already know, like with the Greg Palast investigations, broadly speaking, that the Republicans will do anything possible to cheat their way into a victory, whether it be through gerrymandering, uh, the poll vigilantes, like basically like bullying people into voting for Trump, or like the stupid bullshit they do with ballots. They'll do anything possible to cheat. Like what? Again, I've pointed this figure before, but Greg Palast found that about like what 3.6 million voters who would have voted for Kamala were not able to vote for Kamala because of the gerrymandering, the closing of like polling stations, a lot of like stupid like voter ID laws that also happened as well. Complete utter nonsense like that. But something that is also incredibly powerful is also negative partisanship. If someone just fucking hates your guts, they will do anything possible to try to vote against you. And I mean, again, look at this. This is the map of every single district within Wisconsin. All of them voted more Democrat because they just hate Elon Musk. I mean, just like Aaron Reed says, like, you have to throw trans people under the bus to win elections as a Democrat. Trans political ads work. The public is reacting to trans people poorly. Yeah, the idea that that is the case is just, like, it's nonsense, right? That's what she's mostly pointing out here, too. Like, there was, like, a thing something like where the American people were asked to rate like the most important issues, and this is something that happened like a couple months ago, so it's pretty recent. They were asked to like rate political issues. Out of like the 22 political issues, I think trans issues are like they were like 20th or 21st out of 22. It ranked extremely low. Nobody fucking gives a shit. So the idea that people are like, ah, man, dude, whoa, we gotta be super anti-trans in order to be able to win elections is fucking bullshit. These are just people who want to be anti-trans because they just want to be anti-trans. That's it. Or they just don't like trans people. They just want to throw them on the bus for like no reason. But yeah, look at this. Every fucking district in Wisconsin shifted more Democrat. If that's just not a repudiation of like Musk's idiotic bullshit, then I don't know what else is. This is like pretty fucking clear. Like probably even in the most rural of fucking rural districts. And I mean, that's why, again, Trump's looking to probably get rid of him. Elon's too much of a political liability. But then we have to ask ourselves the question, can Trump get rid of Elon? Maybe like give him like less like valued roles and advisory positions, maybe. But Elon is like the main reason, one of the main reasons why Trump was able to win, because he bankrolled his entire campaign, like with what, $500 million or something? It was like $500 million or some shit, or was it 500? Yeah, it was like $500 million. That he gave to the Trump campaign, pretty much like bankrolling like half of his funds to be able to run within the presidential election. So like, given how like integrated he is he really going to be gotten rid of? Like with the Doge, with the private servers, in the sort of like government sort of like databases and everything? I don't know. That's like a whole other question, right? But you know, we're just gonna you know, do a little bit of Elon cope real quick. Very important. I expected to lose, but there is value to losing a piece for a positional gain. Nah, bro. This is like a pretty sort of like stark repudiation of your fucking bullshit. You were the main guy who bankrolled the fucking Supreme Court candidate within Wisconsin, the Republican Supreme Court candidate. And keep in mind, this guy and Elon are basically ideologically the same. The dude is also fucking insane. He was like talking about like negging like his fucking 8-year-old daughter or some shit. Just like doing fucking like psychological abuse, justifying like psychological abuse to his like 8-year-old or some shit. So the Brian Shamil guy, I think that's his name. Who the fuck cares? That dude's a piece of shit, because we all know like what the Democratic messaging is going to be on this. Man, look, we knew that there are still good Republicans out there. They didn't want to go for this extremist MAGA agenda. It's like, no, dude, that's not the lesson you should be taking away from this, because that dude is a Republican through and fucking through. There's no such thing as a good Republican. They're all just evil, terrible, wretched human beings. And like, even the immediate reaction from like a lot of like Republicans were saying like, they stole this election. They cheated. They cheated. And here's the thing. There were 2 other special elections, I think, in Matt Gaetz's old district and the Florida 6th congressional district, which was Mike Waltz's old district, I think. Could be the other way around or something. Those were plus 30 Trump districts. Now, the Democrats didn't win there. I wasn't expecting them to win. The margins got slashed in half. That's fucking crazy. In plus 30 districts, those leads being slashed in half is fucking that's a pretty scary sign for the Republicans. Because those are pretty safe fucking districts. I mean, I've said this before. If those, like, somehow became purple fucking districts all of a sudden, like, that's a really bad fucking sign. Like, that would be really, really bad. But even just a half of that lead getting completely slashed is pretty fucking spooky. Let's be fucking honest. Especially if, like, you do, like, more chud-coded ads and not tying yourself to the Democratic Party. I think that could be really, really effective. I think, like, independent candidates could easily, like, potentially rise up from those, like, districts if that's a trend that continues and people get pissed enough with the Republicans. Well, you just have to wait and see. Like, you know, pretty much it's just going to be the midterms at this point, right? And who knows what Trump could fucking do. I mean, like, currently with this fucking tariff shit that's going on, like, people already fucking hate his guts, saying, like, yeah, dude, this is just really stupid. And we're gonna see, certainly tomorrow, the sort of, like, aftermaths of what's going on. We just gotta wait and see at this point. But this, you know, Elon's copium aside, because of course, Elon always copes, because he's a fucking loser, a narcissistic fucking dipshit. Like, of course he fucking said this shit, man. Like, he's just mad. He can't admit that he's mad about losing, because, you know, that would be a loss in his mind. So, you know, I personally, if I were the Republicans, if I were Trump, he should just not get rid of Elon Musk. He should keep him on as a political liability. Personally, that's my opinion. I'll be honest. He should keep him on and continue to drag down the Republican Party into the shithole, because, you know, I love negative negative partisanship, making people go out and vote because of how much they fucking hate Elon. It makes him really mad, which is always very funny. That's all I have to really say, to be honest. What is this? Why his smile backwards? That's a good question. That is how he smiles, right? It's so weird that he smiles like that. Why do you smile like that, bro? That's not a smile. That's so fucking weird. I mean, it's either that or he does this, like, awkward, weird, like, tism laugh. Like, like, he can't, like, laugh like a normal person. He's just, like, he's such a fucking weird individual. He's just such a fucking weirdo, man. Very, very strange. Very strange. Very cringe. Very stupid. And I hate him.